Namaste everyone. Good morning. We are back again. Though it's a Wednesday good afternoon. We are back again with our series of Living the Upanishads. As just to again share with you, there was a very beautiful event which happened yesterday at the 25th anniversary of DXN. There was also itself a special event, the 25th anniversary, but there was something which also happened. And technically, it really went back to its original place, as Jharkhand was part of Bihar earlier. And what happened was, yesterday, there was this launch of 52 volumes of Ekuttara Agamas done by the SIF translation department. And our guide and the one who is there with us for the Upanishad series was there yesterday. And maybe if you can share about that. So before that, I welcome him formally. Welcome, Rajesh sir. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you so much, Dhruv.
Yeah, can you share a little about yesterday, just
Yes.
in a brief?
So yesterday was a historic event, something that went out of India 2,500 years ago, just like a copy. Somebody came, copied, and took away one part or a kind of an impression of our wisdom into its own land, China, and it lived there, taken care of for 2,500 years. And then comes Dr. Lim to tell us that, this is all belongs to you. This impression that you have about China is based on the wisdom that India offered to China at that time. Why don't you all take it? And that was the thing that inspired us at SIF to translate all those texts that he was offering. And we started with Ekuttara Agama to do it, which itself is a voluminous task. And I think Dr. Lim becomes the first person in the history to finish the whole volume.
Wow.
And the most amazing thing definitely in history is to put that all on palm leaf.
Yeah.
That is definitely.
So it was on palm leaf
So
there.
it was on palm leaf. For people to read, we have also now made it available online. So the agamas.com is where people can go, log in and read the ancient wisdom of India.
And it's for free.
Absolutely. The nikayas.com is another set of versions. So while knowledge spread to the east, some spread to the south. Okay, so as it went different directions, now we are gathering it back and giving it to the people that it belongs to. That is the Indians themselves.
Amazing. Every time you hear about this, it's an amazing story to know. And that too, it happened so 25 everything. But anyways, we come back to our series which we are doing, which is the Living the Upanishads as it is. Last time we covered the first chapter of Aitreya Upanishad, and we saw how the universe just winked and everything started because of that. Now, before we start, we go through the Shanti Mantra. Yeah. Okay, so this is only available here in Sanskrit. Let me get it. Give me a second. So actually, yeah. I'll go through the invocation of it. Yeah. Anyways, we continue directly with the Shloka itself. So we are doing the chapter 2 here, and it starts as, in man indeed is the soul first conceived. That which is the semen is extracted from all the limbs as their vigor. He holds that self of his in his own self. When he sheds it into his wife, then he procreates it. That is its first birth. So like last time there was about these senses which were then man was offered as an object and senses went into it. I think it's the continuation of that.
So this is more about the world of creation, how from a wink everything starts to manifest, and how things start from the unmanifested into the world of manifestation. From the unreal, that we can say, means something was not tangible, into a world where we think this is real and tangible, which was non-sensual now becoming sensual. So we are now going into the world of creation. And he's saying that how does that happen? He's saying that in a man indeed is the soul first conceived. The man. What does it mean by soul? Soul here is talking about the energy itself. So this energy is in the first man itself. And the man is carrying that energy. he's going to take away all that he carries, and he's going to pass it on to somebody else, right? So he's saying that which is the semen is extracted from all limbs as their vigor. So all that the energy does over a period of time is gathered as one essence, the semen, and that is the vigor, that is the life force. That so the process of manifestation continues. And here he's saying he holds that self of his in his own self. Now what is going to come out of that body, from the limbs, from the experiences, everything is going to be himself again, right? Like from a seed you put a mango seed, from that mango seed you get the tree. Now the tree from all its branches and gives that, so you can say, that energy into the fruit. Fruit is like the semen. Now in that are the seed of the tree itself.
Yes.
You understood?
Yes.
So now here saying he holds that self of his in his own self. Now inside that, genetically, is the same material that it is born with, all the experiences it gathered. Now when I take that which is from the fruit, that little seed, and I plant it into the soil, I get the tree that is similar to the previous one. So the self is again created again. Okay, so born again. So here it's saying he holds that self of his in his own self, in that semen. Okay, when he sheds it into his wife, means now the seed is going into the soil. Like when
This
you
sounds somewhat similar to what as in Ayurveda, Purusha and Prakriti.
yeah, so
concept
here
also.
this is what, so we are seeing man and a woman. So one is Purusha, the other is Prakriti. So the seed is going to go into a soil. So from the semen into the uterus, where the ovaries will be, releasing the ovum, where the fertilization will happen, and the self will again be created. You understood? So now, then he procreates it. Means he is now, one is leading to the other one. Okay. Now this is happening with the body. Now this is the cycle of creation, where one accumulates, then becomes the itself again, but this time the version. Okay. And it can do it multiple times. Like for example, if you learn something, now when you learn something, you can create that what you have learnt. But you can create it as many times you want.
Yeah.
Right? Because now you have learnt it.
Yeah.
You're programmed. So you become the procreator. Okay. That is its first birth. That first birth, where it has given rise to somebody like itself, then that like itself is going to give birth to another person like itself. Then it's going to give, and that's how evolution takes place of everything. From every species, not only humans, every evolution species is going to go like that, creating itself after the year. When you talk about the energy, we are not talking about this physical body energy. We are talking about the mental energy also.
Yeah.
Speech energy also.
Yeah.
Okay, so even mind will create a similar mind.
How?
Yeah. So for example, if you have a particular kind of a mind, a negative mind. Now, when you will be with people, if your negative mind keeps on gathering all the vigor, putting that into words and talking to that person, the person that you are going to deal with is also going to become negative. He'll become like you. Or somebody who's got a very positive mind or a negative mind, he's talking to you, or the Prakriti, and he becomes the Purusha, then he will make sure that his self will come into you.
Yeah.
You understood? So this creation cycle continues with all the Panchaskanda. It can happen with Roop, that is the physical body. It can happen with feelings, Vedana. It can happen with concepts, right? Saudhya. It can happen with Sanskar, conditioning, action. And it can happen with consciousness also. One alcoholic person who feels drinking and going high is the best way, he's going to find somebody like that, create another person, a mirror image. That is why you will see always one alcoholic sitting with another alcoholic opposite each other, seeing each other and feeling that they are something else. But they create similar kind. You understand?
Yeah.
So gossip finds a gossiper.
Yeah.
Everybody finds somebody that they are actually, similar to, like-minded. But in that, one is always the Purusha, the other is the Prakriti. And they keep on creating. They enjoy that creation. It is fun. There is always an enjoyer and somebody who's enjoying.
So even the teacher here and the student here,
Yeah,
the
they are
Upanishads,
also creating, na?
They
They
are
are
also
creating
creating.
wisdom for us to read.
Yeah,
If
exactly.
this was not there, how would we read?
No.
The most beautiful thing is this wisdom is captured,
Hmm.
and once it comes, we read it.
Mhm.
We become like the teacher and the student.
Yes.
So these sutras, these Upanishads, they are like the seeds of wisdom when they are sown into your mind field by reading, by listening, by anybody explaining. They will then start growing within you, and you will see wisdom working in your life. Then you will be much more clear in what you do in your lives.
Amazing. Let's go and seed more.
Yeah.
So, the next one verse is that becomes non-different from the wife, just as much as her own limb is. Therefore, the fetus does not hurt her. She nourishes this self of his that has entered there in her womb.
So now, this is like the early embryology, the early phases of growth, and they do not have technology at that time to understand. But see their wisdom. Even during the Upanishadic time, they are exactly able to sense it. That becomes non-different from the wife. Means now once it goes inside, it fertilizes. It becomes one.
Yeah,
It's
non-different.
not two.
Yeah.
Now it becomes the wife itself.
Yeah.
It is blended into it. The union has happened. The yoga has happened. And now, just as much as her own limb is, now whatever genetic material she is carrying, and this genetic material, they all blend into becoming one material. You understand? Now you have a creation that is going to come. Okay, blended by both, in which the Purusha, the self, is going to live. Okay, as himself. So the dominant gene is going to be the one that is going to be expressed. So here it is there. Therefore, the fetus does not hurt her. Why? Because it is not too different. It is she only. Her only body part. My fingers don't hurt me because they grow from me. Right? Nothing of my body hurts me
No.
because it grows from me. So how can the baby that is growing from her hurt
Can
her?
No, not possible.
Exactly, because there is no two.
Yeah.
You understood? It
And
becomes
rather,
one.
it's like when a baby is hurt, a mother feels
Absolutely. She nourishes this self of his that has entered here in the womb. She is the one, like Prakriti, the ground is going to nourish the seed that has been sown. And it's going to give everything, all the nutrients, so that what the seed has is expressed through her. You understood? And grows through her. So the woman becomes the, you can say, the womb through which that self is going to be expressed again. You understand?
And when you explain, yeah, I understand this. Like, but continuing with the Panchaskandas and everything, how does this go? The same way.
So they carry the genetic material within it, right? So every genetic material, every cause, for it to become an effect needs conditions. Prakriti provides the conditions.
Okay.
Purusha remains the cause.
Okay.
So Purusha, the cause, Prakriti, the conditions give you an effect of what? A new
Purusha.
being. Yeah. New being again.
No being.
Okay, a new conditional being again. And then this one again is going to look out for the Prakriti again, and is again going to go and to create a new one. The cycle
Can we
continues.
see the same thing happening in our day-to-day life? Like,
Yeah,
how
yeah.
do we see these things around us?
Now on a mental frame, this is the same thing happens. You sometimes just become one with somebody. You just feel that the blend. And now that one that you became with, if you were the Purusha and that other person was the Prakriti, you are now there, nourished by that person, taking care by things. Like in the olden days, the student and the teacher. The teacher was Prakriti.
Huh.
The seed was the student. He came with all the conditions, whatever it is. But when it went into this Prakriti, the conditions shaped his bad into good, his good into very good.
Very good.
You understand? Because that was the Prakriti was strong.
Yeah.
The teacher's Prakriti is where he is being cleaned, he's being groomed, he's being changed, he's being transformed to become the better version of the same genetic material that he came here with. Means for the king's son who comes to a teacher in a Gurukul becomes a great king's son. The teacher did a job of conditioning. Understood? When our child goes to a school, this conditioning of the teachers in the school, the environment of the school is going to make that child a great child. So how important conditioning plays, how important
That
the
is the
soil
only-
plays in the seed, right?
The most important.
Yeah, the seed might be of the best quality, but if the soil is not good, it's useless,
Yes.
right? So conditioning is the ultimate thing. If the seed might be most cheapest, but the
still-
conditions are so favorable, even the weakest seed gathers all the vigor and vitality to grow. You understood? And that means that at the end, the most powerful thing is
Conditioning.
means Prakriti.
Amazing. Oh, that's what Prakriti
Yeah,
is. If you
that's what-
translate Prakriti, it's conditioning.
Yeah, conditioning. So what is happening to you every day? What is conditioning your Rupa, Vedana, Saudhnya, Sanskar, Vigyan? This conditioning is going to give the birth to the next you. Right? Your next you is born every moment. But what is giving that birth, the reason to be born, is conditioning. Something needs to nourish it, right? Good words, good visuals, good thoughts, good experiences. What are you going to get with all that good? Good. Exactly. You understand? So at the end, what matters is your conditioning.
So every moment.
Yes. That is why Buddha says Sangha is important, association is important. There's nothing greater in this world than to be associated with a Buddha, to be born in a time when the Buddha is there, to be even getting a chance to listen to the teachings of the Buddha, to live in the Dharma that is being taught in the Buddha, by the Buddha, through the Buddha, or for the people who are representing. This is all our conditioning, in which at the end, whatever we are nourished with, we will become that. You understand? So
Yes.
this is what it is talking about. So do not only limit it to physical. This is because Upanishads are very high level.
Yeah, I mean, they use the medium at that point.
Yeah.
Like, it's easier for us to understand through the physical form. of it.
Absolutely.
Because we have been studying the sutras and everything, we know what these mental aspects are, at least.
Yeah, that is why they say you are a creator. You are Brahman, right? Aham Brahmasmi means you are the creator. Who is creating? You are creating. Whom? You. The next version of you. How? The very next moment. The conditioning you do now is going to give you the result of you in the next. You're getting my point? So what you're doing with yourself is what is going to be the result. So we always say that it is the intention that's going to shape up your next thought. Your thought is going to become your words. Your words are then going to become your actions. Actions are going to be your livelihood. Your livelihood is where you will enjoy and put your concentration, energy, vitality, and ultimately enjoy the satisfaction of what you wanted to do. So the whole cycle of Arya Ashtangik Marg is again based on the same thing. That it's you who is going to create conditions. So what is Arya Ashtangik Marg? Is conditions. So when we say even the 12 Pratitya Samutpad, they are also based on conditioning. So at the end, between cause and that cause to lead you to the effect, the most important role that is played is conditioning. Hence, one who understands what is the nature of conditioning. So the nature of conditioning is basically called dharma. What does it mean? That everything that is born will one day perish. And there is a way it does that. First it actually thrives, then it decays, and then it finishes. This wave-like pattern of things is dharma. One who sees this wave-like pattern of everything that is there actually has witnessed the energy itself. And one who has seen the energy knows that there is nothing to worry about. Everything is just a little rhythmic flow. There is no you separate from that. There is no single wave that is separate from the sea.
Beautiful. This
Beautiful, beautiful.
is so beautiful. Like, it just gives you that. You actually feel nourished,
No, so Upanishads were meant for that. Na? The hungry students who were hungry for wisdom came to the teacher who was like the womb where they were actually planted by their parents in the Gurukul. And the teacher nourished the child and made it exactly like what their parents wanted them to be. And then sent them back into the society. But this time it was not the parental conditioning, it was the Prakriti conditioning that they went through, which transformed them to become great men.
That was our system.
That was the system. That was so. While somebody might, it's like you can have the fruits that can grow on trees. The seeds are there within the fruits. Even the ones who will enjoy eating the fruit, but he needs to put that seed into the right soil. So, in the conditioning of the soil is the destiny of that seed, right? In the conditioning of the student with the teacher is the destiny of that student. So simple. So the student is always known by the teacher, nobody else.
Nobody else.
Exactly.
Yeah, this is amazing. So we continue that she, the nourisher, becomes fit to be nourished. The wife bears that embryo before the birth. He, the father, protects the son at the very start, soon after his birth. That he protects the son at the very beginning, just after birth. Thereby he protects his own self for the sake of the continuance of these worlds. For thus is the continuance of these worlds ensured. That is his second birth.
Now, first birth happened when he was implanted.
Yeah.
Now, after that, the so-called Prakriti is nourisher, becomes fit to nourish. Okay, she develops all that needs to be done. So whenever the seed comes in the soil, there's something that magical happens around that seed. The whole soil, because of some reasons, just starts working towards nourishing it. And it starts then growing. Okay, the wife bears the embryo before the birth, and the father, he protects the son at the very start, soon after his birth. After the birth of the child, means after the sapling has come, the protector will also come. The father has to play the role. The one who planted it, the farmer, he is the one, when he sees that the sapling is coming, he is the one who is going to protect his field, right or wrong? So there is a protector also. The father becomes the protector of the child. Okay, now, then just as after birth, thereby he protects his own self, because he knows this is me, no different. For the sake of the continuance of these worlds. So he knows this is me that is coming back, and I need to protect myself. Okay, for thus in the continuance of these worlds ensured, because he wants to continue his lineage. He wants to continue the species. He wants to make sure that this system of procreation, this system of creation, does not let things stop. They have to evolve. They have to keep on multiplying. I need to become bigger and bigger and bigger. My two cells come together. Okay, I have then 4 cells. The 4 cells come together. I have more and more and more cells. Ultimately, I am an organism with different small organizations working together within me. And that's exactly what we call as his second birth. So here they are saying that the continuance of the worlds for which he is protected, that's the second birth. One birth happened when it was planted. The second birth when he was delivered and protected.
Yeah. So even they are going.
So you can have the first birth,
but still not be
of
delivered.
in your mind.
Yeah.
That mind, when it becomes your words, that's the second birth.
Second birth.
Now the first birth was still, you could stop it there.
Yeah.
But once you have given birth through words,
They're like arrows.
then finish. Then you are gone. Then second birth is where you are now actually born.
You have to protect also.
The second birth is where you are actually born.
Yeah. Oh, means the bodily self.
Yeah. Even verbally self,
Huh.
right? Even verbally. Once you
Mentally
have
also.
put the words, you have already spoken it. You have delivered something that was in your mind.
Yeah.
Then what? You have already planted your words into somebody's ears. It started to grow there. The hate, the anger, the frustration, the rejection, everything started to happen in the ears. Because you planted in his ears.
Yeah.
See, every sense organ
And
has
yours
a
looks
receiving.
like a womb also. No?
Yeah, it's a womb. No? Technically, it's a womb for everything that you plant. That is why they say even positive affirmations, even positive talk, when you hear them, okay, you are seeding yourself in the mind. You remember the first sense organ that you actually gets triggered is sound.
Oh, very
Yes.
true. Even I always used to wonder, why do they say that it's all about, Vipassana, but they see it's the sound which came first.
Yeah.
The Om.
Yeah. So this is, and the last one is sight. By the time, because even though it cannot see it, it sucks onto milk. So it needs that. It breathes through the nose. It feels the touch because nobody else. But it cannot see clearly. The last one. That is why
The last
people
one is sight.
have all the other sense organs very strong. They
But
might
eyes.
get easily influenced with words. They might get easily attached to taste.
Yeah.
They might, breathe with somebody, even suffocating, they will still love, but they cannot see clearly, because that's the last thing that is there. Because by that time, it's like the 5 horses. The first one is strong. The second one is okay.
Yeah.
The third one is also okay. Fourth one is also. The fifth one is weak. But because the 4 runs so strong, the weak never realizes that it is weak. It also thinks it is strong. It just gets carried away. It runs. But when these 4 go away, this goes crazy. It cannot do anything. So when we talk about visuals are the most difficult thing. People, when we tell them to visualize a good life for themselves, they cannot. You understood? They cannot. Then you have to work through their senses and again and create that thing. So if they are living a horrible life, they continue visualizing a horrible life. Their dreams are like that. Everything. Their basic eyesight is very, very limited into what they have been thinking.
Yeah.
So we call them like the believers, the worshippers. They are just blinded. They don't see anything until through vipassana, through that clarity of looking at things neutrally, one is able to see a very, very clear picture of things.
So what is
around
happening with Vipassana? Is that this sight is now getting stronger?
Because
or?
for the first time you're doing is you're watching. Till now you are not watching, you're listening, you're feeling, you're doing. You never watched.
This is a very, I have never spoken to this, but this feeling, like before I started my practice, I used to, now when I think back before practicing, it was more like the world was there, but I was not seeing it. Like, it was too clouded to see. Something like that.
No, you were blinded.
Yeah,
it was not clouded.
Blind, completely.
You were blind. So the world was there, but since your eyesight was basically blind, you could not see through. When you work towards seeing things, then you could see clearly. So it's that. So again, when it looks at it, you're born again. That means remember the senses. That's how it is happening.
Crazy this is. Then continuing, this self of his, the son, is substituted by the father for the performance of virtuous deeds. Then this other self of his, that is the father of the son, having got his duties ended and having advanced in age, departs. As soon as he departs, he takes birth again. That is the son's third birth.
So now they are talking about continuation of lineage. Okay. Now the son is substituted by his
father.
Is substituted by the father for the performance of virtuous deeds. So why did he give birth to somebody? So that the good can continue, right? The good has to happen. Then because everything was just a wink, man. Don't take it so seriously. But people are now taking it seriously.
Actually, it looks like a romantic story, someone winking, flirting, and then
then
making
you're
a family.
But that should have been fun. You should not take it so seriously. But what happened over a period of time, it took it very seriously. What started in a very casual way, in a fun way, in a very lighter way, suddenly became the most heaviest, most burdensome, most cruelsome way, And most of the things in your life, you'll always realize
like that.
things start very, very soft.
Like when you play a game, you just take a ball and you're running with the ball. Suddenly you're playing in a stadium with so many people.
And so it gets tougher.
Yeah.
What was actually
it becomes
easy,
serious. Tough or not, but I don't know. But it becomes serious. It was
absolutely
just playful.
serious. Yeah, but if you remember, it was fun when you started it, and you live with that
fun
till the end.
Then it will be always
Absolutely.
fun. Yeah.
But nothing like this happens. Maybe in a relationship, you go into a relationship, that relationship was just like a casual, fun relationship. Why take it so seriously that you are now worrying about it? When the way you took it. So here again, the virtuous deeds is where you are supposed to get the next moment for you. The every next moment with that previous moment is for the good of the previous moment. So keep on doing that. So the next moment is going to be good. So you keep on doing good. So virtuous deed. The son is substituted by the father basically for the virtuous deed. Then this other self of his, that is the father of the son, okay, having got his duties, now the father, the one who sowed the seed, he has to depart. So he goes away, having advanced age, and departs. As I told you, the law says that what is born has to part away.
Yeah.
And this is exactly what he has to depart. And then as soon as he departs, he takes birth again. Who? The son again takes birth. The father again takes birth. How? When he departs, he takes birth. That is his son's third birth. So you understand? So now the father gone. Now the son is going to also do the same thing. He's born again.
Yeah. The sun
You
is
see,
born again.
exactly. Like a wave. One wave goes, it hits. That wave is pushing another wave to already come. And we are all just coming and coming and coming and coming. And it's a repetitive cycle of life and death, which we think is separate.
No.
Means father and son, we think they are two separate. But technically, it's the father that is bloody living in my body. Living in that me called Rajesh. And he's doing whatever he is conditioned to do. I'm just carrying on his duty. But when I realize that I was born for the virtuous deeds of his to be fulfilled, then why will I do conditional, manifested, unfulfilled desires of his through this body?
What does that mean?
Now, what happens many a time, we don't realize that why do we act in certain way? Just we feel this instinct to doing it. But there has to be a condition that was sown some time back for me to do that. Like for example, when it came to me for feeling like I need to smoke, I traced down something in my history. Maybe my father smoked. That is why when the trigger happened and when the conditions were right, I got impressed with somebody. I wanted to hold a cigarette. I started smoking. I fell into the tap. Every moment of me, smoker, who was smoking? Me or my father?
Your father.
Exactly, he was smoking through me. And if I keep this, my daughter, her daughter, they will all, my father will continue to live. They will not stop.
No.
Their cycle will continue.
Oh yeah. Technically, they are the ones.
They are
who
the
keep
ones.
on
So
smoking.
all our conditions live within us. And this is where the conditional manifestation becomes. So birth again, he takes birth again and again and again and again. That is his third birth.
What about the virtuous deeds? Like, what does that
So
mean?
technically, virtuous deed means what you went and you did wrong, because of which your three poisons were created: hate, greed, envy, jealousy. These are all things that were created. Ignorance. Why should you carry them along with you? With virtuosity, with doing good, realizing there is no two, we are the same ocean. Why will two waves fight with each other? They will not. But here we are. Within a species, I think so, the only species that can go out killing each other is humans. You realize no other person, no other species will bomb the other species.
Actually, no.
Nobody. They live, even if they are competitive, they live in harmony. We are competitive but dangerous. We can finish each other. And from centuries and centuries, we have been doing that. Taking a very simple act of creation, which started with a wink, with a smile, into a point where today all of us that were born from the same common seed, evolved as species, are fighting with each other. It's like the tree and the branches. The branches are now fighting with each other, saying that they are different from the tree. When the one common element, that Brahman holds everybody in itself, right? So you saw in the Isha Upanishad.
He pervades all.
Yeah, he pervades all. Listen.
Amazing. It makes sense. Like, even if they're going for food, not for killing each other purposely.
Absolutely competitive.
I mean, I don't think so. Even animals are competitive. They just want food, like basic hunger.
No, so like if there is a piece of meat, yeah. So that basic thing only keeps them competitive,
Yeah.
right?
Otherwise, if that is fulfilled, go whatever you
Yeah,
want to
then
do.
they don't care.
It's not for us.
No, they don't do that.
Anyways, continuing, this fact was stated by the seer. The mantra, even while laying in the womb, I came to know of the worth of all the gods. 100 iron citadels held me down. Then, like a hawk, I forced my way through by dint of knowledge of the self. Vamadeva said this while still lying in the mother's womb.
This fact was stated by the seer. So he is telling that, who is telling this? This I have understood through the mantra. Somebody, where does the mantra come from? A seer, the one who practices deep meditation, contemplative meditation, gets access to seeing so many things in this world which are not seen normally. Right? So he is saying that through the mantra he get to know what? Even while lying in the womb, I came to know the birth of all gods. Simple. Even in the womb means I was just developing. I knew how the gods were born. Okay? Why? Because I know the mantra. Through the mantra, I know that what happens. So 100 iron citadels held me down. I know there were so many strands that were not letting me become lighter enough to go up and release myself. I was being pulled down into this. It was like 100 citadels tied down over me to make me sure that I am down. Okay? And then like a hawk, I forced my way through my dint of knowledge of the self. Then he's talk about how, even though they were there, but like a hawk, I forced my way, to get that knowledge of the self. What self? The Brahman itself, the material through which every existential thing is ever made of. Okay? Vamadeva said this while lying in the mother's womb. So they are telling about Vamadeva. Who is saying this? Is by saying this while lying in the mother's womb. So how that thing, so a process of realization does not require you to go through the whole process of being. Even in the womb, you can get realized. It's that hopeful. So which is the womb? Every next moment is a womb. Right? You are actually giving birth to the next moment. So if you realize it, then you are actually realizing it in the womb.
Yeah.
You understood?
Because we are always in the womb.
Absolutely. So if you realize it, that you are still in the womb, you still have a chance to deliver yourself. You have a chance to make sure that what virtuous deeds you are supposed to be doing through this body, through which that body can be liberated, you should be doing that. And that realization is possible in every moment.
Powerful, man.
Very powerful.
He who had known thus had become identified with the Supreme and attained all desirable things, even here. And having then ascended higher up after the destruction of the body, he became immortal in the world of the self. He became immortal.
So again here what is it saying? That who had known thus, what? That yes, even in the womb, he knew, Vamdeva knew. And what did he know? That everything that is there basically is just a creation of the unmanifested energy that is being manifested because of conditions. So he even though I was being held down by conditions, but like a hawk, I was able to break through with the dint of the knowledge of the self. I realized it, okay, and that itself is become identified with the Supreme. Because if you realize the self, you have also realized the Supreme. Because Supreme is no different from the self. It's the higher self itself. The self that realizes itself is a higher self, the Supreme Self. So the Atma that realizes that there is no other thing is already Paramatma.
Like sun, if the sun knows, he is just the father.
Means if the ray knows that it has come out of the sun and it is the sun, it doesn't need to do anything. The ray is very humble, but it represents the most powerful sun, right? So technically the ray is the sun, right? So similarly, when you realize and identify yourself with the Supreme and attained all the desirable things, and having ascended higher up after the destruction of the body. So even though the body, the material that was manifested, even the conditions go away, you still remain. The energy doesn't go away. Remember this. The energy will remain. The material that was, the conditions that were created by the energy might go away. You understood? But the energy will remain. So that you will always be there. He became immortal. When you know this, you become immortal. Like when the castle was built on the sea shore, the castle just went away. But when it realized, when it was a castle, that I am no different from the beach sand. When the castle fell, nothing happened to it. It was still the beach sand. It was immortal.
Yeah, obviously, because it
Exactly.
was never something separate.
Exactly.
So how is this like? There is one part of it in as a realization, but is this? How do we make it applicable for us or like
So, for
practical?
example, we feel like we are separate from our family, and we think it's not our duty to do this. I have my own life. Let me do that. But does you separately exist? No, because you are just the expression of all the genetic material that your family has been carrying, all the conditions you went through the family in this existence, everything. So technically, all of them are already in you,
Hmm.
and they are living to you.
Mm-hmm.
You are just
They don't
expressing
even
their
have to
life.
be there, right?
Yeah, they are living through you.
Yeah.
And then, what is the practical application when they are the one who are doers? Why do you blame yourself? Why do you worry yourself? Do not torture
Exactly.
yourself.
Exactly.
When you realize it,
Uh-huh.
that I am beyond their conditional manifestation. At the end, whatever happens, even if tomorrow they are gone, if I don't do what I'm supposed to be doing, if I don't smoke, my father dies.
Hmm.
Because his desire is no more happening in me. But if I smoke, he continues to live in me.
Hmm.
But if I do not have that desire anymore, I have become immortal, right?
Hmm.
There's nothing that is coming through me which is something that I was given and I'm passing it off.
Hmm.
So my all deliveries are done.
Yeah.
Now, even though I'm a delivery man with
Hmm.
no deliveries to be done,
Hmm.
I'm just sitting there like a Zomato guy who getting no orders to deliver.
But
Yeah.
technically, you have orders, right? But you are just like.
No, you don't know. You stopped it now. You exhausted it. You finished it. Now no
What does
more.
exhaustion means? Because
Realization.
because exhaustion would mean like if you want to exhaust something in a way, exhaust means you have something and then you utilize it.
Why? Exhaust fan is what?
Huh?
Exhaust fan?
It's just like takes the air and throws
So
it
when does it exhaust?
when you turn off the button.
So it is continuously exhausting na.
Huh.
It's just taking away stuff out. So when you are in that phase of exhausting yourself, you're just not letting anything stay in.
Mm-hmm.
Like a mirror.
Hmm.
Actually, what it does, whatever image it exhausts, it just sends it back, reflects it. Doesn't hold on to it. Like the sun has been illuminating the moon for so long. Did it become like the sun? Did it become hotter like
No.
sun? Nothing. It reflected back. If it gave light, it gave light. If it did not, if something came in between, it did not. You understood? So when our minds become such like that, exactly like the leaf of the lotus, where a drop of water can fall on it, but the leaf doesn't care to hold on it. But if the water wants to lie on it, it doesn't mind. You can shine on it. You understood?
But then what do you mean by exhaust? Like,
Exhaust means
not to
I
hold.
don't put anything. I've exhausted myself. I'm not going to put any effort for that thing that is triggering me, any desire that is provoking me to happen because it's all exhausted. There's nothing left. Like after you have eaten your food when you were hungry, you're exhausted. After you've ran a mile because you
but
wanted
like
to
when
run.
you used to, like for example, the smoking example. So when a person smokes, there is an already
Urge.
an urge.
Yes.
And now, for example, what is exhausting here? Like one is stopping when you stop smoking.
No, when you stop smoking and you have no more desire left to smoke again, that is exhausting. Finished, na? Exhausted, nothing more left. The flame has extinguished.
But that desire was up to you.
No, it just happened so that when I realized it, that it was not me who was the doer. Why the
then
hell
it
were I
will be-
doing?
Yeah, exactly. Makes sense now.
You understand? See, here he's saying that when I realized it, that it is not me, I'm just the expression of all that thing that has happened to me. But if somebody winked a billion years back
And I won.
and I came into existence and I'm
Yeah.
going through the suffering, how foolish it is.
Yeah.
Then I don't want to get into that kind of a trouble. And at that point, he becomes immortal.
Got it. And what is like, this is your explanation of exhaustion, then what is the explanation of immortal? What
Immortal
do you
means
mean by
now.
immortal?
The castle just melted away back into the beach. It was immortal. That time also it was the soil of
No,
the
like
beach.
in the smoking example.
In this smoking example, I then, which never smoked before, I continue not to smoke after. I remain immortal.
Achha, that's what you.
There is nothing for me to suffer.
Yeah,
There is no more craving that I'll go and searching for somebody to give me a smoke.
yeah.
There's no desire for me to burn a cigarette and then
Yeah,
smoke.
like that desire, if it is not there, this existence of yours, which was there because of that craving,
Absolutely.
doesn't come back.
Because every time I used to smoke, I had something that was born in me, the desire.
Yep.
That desire forced me to go and light a cigarette. The cigarette got over. I felt it is all over. Finished.
and death.
Birth and death was happening. After some time, I felt enough now. After half an hour, again birth
Again.
happening. Again the conditionings. Based on conditioning, my smoking
And
can
whenever
happen.
birth and death is there, that is mortality.
Exactly.
But you stop birth and death.
There's nothing.
Oh, that immortality.
That is
it talking
immortality.
about.
Can you imagine? This smoker has become immortal by not smoking again.
Yeah.
Exactly. So there is no more desire of smoking that is born in me. Right? There is no more. So never, if there is no birth, is there death?
No.
There is no more desire of me to suppress something also.
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
there an effort?
No.
There is no effort. So it remains immortal. That state of mind is immortal for smoking.
Judged by the realization. You
Just by
are-
realization.
Great. So now we have some. Can we continue? These only
I
have
think
4 verses.
4 verses, can you finish? I think, or we can keep it for the
We
next.
can keep it for the
Yeah.
next one, because this was something that,
Yeah.
like in the agamas, after the session is over, you guys can go sit in silence and contemplate and
yeah.
realize what all desires are there, which are forcing you to do so many things.
Yeah.
And if they are causing you suffering, and there is a birth and death happening, you can get out of it
Yeah.
here and now.
Yeah. Because you see, the word desire is like the sire.
Huh?
The sire, the sir, the boss.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if it comes, then you just give yourself to it.
Hmm.
Right? Like if you let the sir go, the sire go away, then you're free. You know, so if you don't have anybody telling you what to do, are you free?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Then it's the Savera.
So then this is why you should become free of the sire.
Yeah. Okay, sire.
Okay.
That was it. A beautiful show. And at the end, if there are any online questions, we can take those up. Or if there are any questions in studio, no questions. And at the end, we also thank the team which has been helping us to do this. We have Ajay, who is our technical director, and we have Kevin, who is our broadcast director. We have Nikita, who helps us with the creative designs and stuff, and Shunya Studios for presenting it, and DX and COI office. Thank you guys. Because of you all, and because of the ones, and this text we take from Textvara site. Thanks to them for putting it out there. They have presented it very beautifully. We just use it, and thank you, sir, for coming here. Thanks to all, because this is, I can keep on thanking, okay, the camera and everything. I will thank you all, because the things we receive while studying this just
Yeah,
makes
it's
you feel
amazing.
so grateful.
Yeah.
Like, I want to go down on the road. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You don't even know, but thank you. Thank you all.
Yeah.
That was it for today's show, and hope to see you again next time when we take up the rest of the chapters. Bye bye. Namaste.
Thank you.